deep in thought loop.
Yeah, this is preparation before we actually get planting the trees. This is the full.
Let me just check you're not pretending to work here.
You can see my order if you look closer.
Yeah, that's your order.
This is the fruit tree order we sent off. So for the main area where we're planting lots of the fruit trees now, we're trying to create a full forest feel with like a whole canopy cover. So it'll be cooler in the summer months, cast shade on the ground, create a different environment. But also I want to make sure I leave space to plant some of the sun-loving plants and the annuals and leave that bit open to the sun. But the main problem really, like I said, is this is in English, translated from a Spanish thing. So I have to literally go through and find it all. Like, make sure I know what I'm doing because of the translation. Look at this. Some compost. The reason, I have to explain this as well, because the reason I've got bagged compost, I don't always say it's best to get bagged compost, but in our case here, it was the best option. One, because delivery was extremely hard to this location. So what we did, we just got 2 loads in the back of our Land Rover and brought them up here. And also, again, in Spain, it's been a bit difficult trying to find certified organic compost. So when you're buying from a Dutch company, which is certified organic, which was from the shop down here, I was more sure, what I'm growing is going to be organic. Again, long term, I will be making my own compost, so it won't be a problem. But just to start with, just in the beginning, get good compost down for sorting out the wood. But I was actually looking for that tool. I've been looking for that all over the place. I've been literally looking all over for that. Again, for helping dig when I'm doing holes.
It doesn't look very good.
No, this is what happens, listen. Ready? That's it. Trying to figure out what's wrong.
Oh yeah, what's the plan? I'm sure it wasn't long ago since you broke the digger.
No, it wasn't.
What was the plan here?
This is what I was getting. How good this stuff is. Proper. That's like forest soil. Really good quality soil. I was going to use it for planting the trees in case the soil wasn't too good up there. I got the tipping trailer down, planned on getting a half a load because I knew it was going to be quite heavy getting up the hill. So I thought I'd do half a load. I didn't actually get that much, you can see. And just as I got to this bit, it started to rev a little bit, and the quad bike was cut out as soon as I started to rev a tiny bit. So now I've got a problem with the quad bike there and all this soil here. Right. So I don't know what to do.
For the people,
I thought it could be low fuel. I just put some more fuel in. It could take a bit of time to get through the the tank. That could be it.
it's quite a long way up to the house.
It's quite a long way up. All right.
Is it necessary for the people watching? Is it necessary to take soil from the forest? I mean,
No. It's not necessary at all.
You're just trying to.
It's there, and there's so much of it. And the boar are just having such a good time, and I thought I've got to have some of it for myself. Have a good time myself with the soil. Take some of it for my own use. And to be honest, it's not even necessary. I was actually going to do an experiment for this exact purpose now. I was going to create annual growing beds for, say I said, tomatoes. Right, one bed full of this soil from the forest, and one bed of bought compost, the supposedly really good growing compost. Then we could actually compare the difference in results, see which grows better. That would be a very, very interesting experiment. Obviously the leaf material as well, the organic matter, but look at this. How good is that for soil? That is good. Even if you have really hard, compact dirt on your garden right now, all you need to do really is get plants in the ground and apply a covering, and nature will restore the soil itself. You don't need to be coming to a forest like this and getting soil. It happens naturally for free. And that is the amazing thing when you grow properly with nature. Fixed it. To be honest, I don't know what I did, but I did something that worked. giving it a good sharpen so I can get a proper
What is
go
this
of it.
thing? What is this thing?
This is a scythe, and the reason I wanted one, well, the purpose for it first of all is to cut long grass, like this behind me, to cut long grass. But the reason I've wanted one for a long time is because it doesn't have any noise pollution, unlike a petrol strimmer. Well, you can get electric strimmers. Look at these bees. Look at this here. This is an orange tree. It smells amazing, by the way. Put a big wasp on this one here. The size of that. Right, that'll do.
Right, no excuses now then.
Let's see. Level the ground needs to be level. Anyway, I should say,
It's work though.
I don't actually want to cut this grass. I actually want to leave it wild because you can see a lot of the flowers on the weeds that are growing are good for the bees. And the grass is growing long, the roots in the ground, it's like a perfect ground cover naturally. But when I'm coming to plant trees, which will be later, I will need to like create a little bit of a clearing to plant the tree in. And that's why I just found this. I thought it'd be useful. Instead of using a petrol strimmer, I can do it in silence. This is the orange tree, by the way. Something very interesting about this tree, or oranges in general, or citrus fruits, they flower at the same time as the fruit is still setting on the tree and ripening. Now, this tree isn't ready for harvesting yet. You can see it's got a lot of oranges on it, but they're still not ready. Probably a month off picking, still hard and small and a little bit they could get deeper orange than that. But the tree is already flowering for next year's fruit. And that's why it smells nice now.
It smells good.
It smells amazing. But that's very interesting because fruits like apples in the UK, that doesn't happen. It produces one flower in the spring, then the fruit gets grown on the tree, it's harvested, and then it goes dormant for winter. It starts again in spring. These are evergreen and they don't lose the leaves in the winter, so it's a very different cycle to a normal apple tree or a pear tree. If you pick something when it's unripe, not only will it taste bad, look at this lemon tree, brother. That lemon's on there.
And these are meant to be sour.
Yeah, these are meant to be a little bit sour, but they're still not ripe. Yeah, the number one rule is to pick stuff when it's ripe, because not only will it taste really bad when it's unripe, but aside from the taste, the actual fruit itself hasn't developed the correct enzymes in the last stages of ripening on the tree if it's picked early, and that's very important for the fruit to actually be complete and ready to eat. All right. Go on. Come on. This is Rascal, named after the trait.
Because devilish eyes.
I've never known a more cheeky cat in my life. I'm not joking, this one is always just really bad, like a little rascal. That's why we named her Rascal. This is probably my favourite tree on the entire property, I'm not gonna lie.
You say that about every tree, Luke.
Yeah, this one's particularly special though, because I've always wanted an avocado tree, and this one is over 20 years old, and it's heavily loaded with Hass avocados. And these get ripe in March, so they get bigger. But even better is the fact that I can lie under it on this hammock between this olive tree and avocado tree. And this is, again, working with the previous owners. Richard did a good job putting this up here. I'm definitely going to be maintaining this one because I like this area a lot. Especially when it's actually time to harvest the avocados. See, look, a few are dropping off. They're not ripe yet. They all drop off green, or the picked green, and then they ripen off the tree.
And just quickly, because I was having a bit of a debate with someone about avocado trees and how much water they use and how much pesticides you have to spray on them.
Yeah, well, this one's got 0 pesticides on it, and it barely gets watered. Because it's such a well-established tree and the roots go deep enough, it doesn't need much water anymore, and it's creating its own canopy shade. And I'm going to work to put a cover on the ground. Obviously, I'm going to pay attention to the tree, because it is more of a subtropical tree, and if it is particularly dry, say it looks like it needs a little bit of water, I'll give it a bit of water. But then,
Oh, here we go. As soon as you get the camera out, Luke has to show off a bit.
how can you not want to be
Actually, I'm quite impressed how quickly you got up there. You're like a
cat?
little cat.
How
Yeah.
can you not want to be in an avocado tree like this? I can just pick avocados from here. That is good.
Yep. Handy for harvesting that.
Yeah. I'm coming down.
Any other fruit you can show us while you're here?
Yeah. These are the ones that are ripe at the moment. We're eating these every morning. So many of these. See, they're not proper navel oranges, they're little tangerines. But I'm looking forward to getting the big navel oranges. They're my favourites.
What's that, Luke? What's that present?
I mean, some wood chip delivered. Nobody said it'd be possible to get wood chip here, but we've got it. Delivering it right where I want it as well.
Does he know where to tip it, or is he just going to drive
He's driving into the garden.
into the forest?
Right, how's he going to do this? This is a real test, this now.
So Luke's been after it, Luke?
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Gusta, ¿no?
Muy bien.
O hay otro que es solo, que lo echaba aparte.
Yeah. This is the good stuff. The good stuff. It's going to do the trees a lot of good.
El que yo te traigo similar.
See?
¿ves?
See? Yeah.
Este es especial y este es solo para jardín.
Yeah, see.
¿eh?
Yeah. A mixture of everything in the trees. Not got the whole tree chipped up.
Yeah, it's very moist
So
as
it's
well, isn't
perfect
it?
stuff. Rather than just the bark or the wood, it's everything together. Look at that. Wherever you put me in the world, I'm always going to find some good quality wood chip. This is already decomposed as well, so it's like already turning into really nice mulch.
This was a good find.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I had to pay a little bit for delivery here. Usually, well, in the UK, I always get it pretty much for free or pay a very small amount. This costs a little bit more, but it's worth it for just getting the trees established. Look at this as well. It's already been growing loads of mushrooms in the wood chip. That's a really good sign that the trees are decomposing, the mycelium in the wood is starting to really, promote the growth of fungus. And that's how you can grow mushrooms naturally when you have wood chip on the ground. Yeah, let's get that in the garden.